Skemmtisjóin. Hjörtur. Hjörtur Hrafn. Viltu say hi? Hi, and welcome back to to episode 12 of the Knitting Diaries. My name is Inga Rós, and I live in a small town called Egilsstaðir in East Iceland. This is my podcast about knitting mostly, and dyeing yarn, and making project bags sometimes, but mostly knitting and dyeing. It's been 3 weeks since I last talked to you, so thanks for bearing with me, but it's been quite busy here around the house. I want to say thank you to all new viewers who are checking me out for the first time, and I hope you like it and that you subscribe and keep coming back. And also thank you to returning viewers who are coming back for more. So thank you all for spending a little bit of time with me. Where you can find me is I am Inga Dr. Rós on Instagram and Inga Rósu on Ravelry. And we have a Ravelry group for the podcast, the Knitting Diaries podcast group or something like that. There are 2 under the group tab, so just be sure to join the right one. I have a Periscope account, and that is the Knitting Diaries, the tag for me there, but I haven't been doing any of those. And now I have an Etsy store. Last time I podcasted, I was complaining that there was some problem with getting the store up and ready, but that was just a misunderstanding with myself, and just a couple of hours after the video uploaded the last time, I figured it out and opened the store. So it's open, and we will go into that a little bit more later on. And so as I said, it's been 3 weeks since I podcasted last time. Today is Sunday, July 31st, and I have been. You probably seen in the intro video that I went to Seyðisfjörður with my mom and my 2 sisters that live here, and all of our kids, except for Einar, he wasn't with us. And that is the drive that you saw previously, is the drive into the fjord. Seyðisfjörður is just fjörður, it's a fjord, and it's really closed off, and it's only takes me about 30 minutes to drive there over the mountain. I will show you some more footage from Seyðisfjörður and then on the drive back. But let's get on with some knitting. We may get interrupted in a few minutes by the boys arriving home. They went to the soccer field, but they may be making an appearance very shortly. We'll see. But I have 4 finished objects for you, because Unnar and I went to Reykjavík for a soccer tournament. He was competing, I was not. And it was just me and him, and he stays, when a team goes away from home to compete, they always stay together. They spend the night or stay over in schools, and they stay together as a team the whole time, so I get a little free time for me. And one of those days I just spent knitting from, I think it was 11 in the morning till about midnight. I just sat there and knit. It was amazing. But on with some finished objects. Last time I showed you, I was knitting this flax sweater, and it was a really fun and a fast knit. It's knitted in worsted weight. It's a really simple sweater with a raglan, knitted top down, just with this garter detail down the sleeves. And it's really fun. And here come the boys. Sorry about that. I think I was talking about this sweater. It is, the yarn is Cascade Heathers, and it is knitted on 4mm needles. I haven't washed or blocked it yet, and until I do that, I can't make her to try it on because it's a little bit itchy for him, and I have to. Usually I put just a hair conditioner in the water when I wash, and that softens it up a little bit. The second first thing I finished is my 3-color cashmere shawl. And I dyed the yarn up for this myself. And I dyed this 2 colors of grey and a green one. And this is where I was the last time I showed you. You can see the progress keeper, the little rose. And I had this almost completely finished. I had even started the cast off. It's a picot cast off. And I had started it before I left, for Reykjavik, but I didn't want to take a project with me just to take up space in my bag for something that I was just casting off. So I left it at home for that weekend and cast it off just a day or two after I got back. But maybe not mistake, but something I will not be doing again if I do this again. Next time I will be carrying my yarn. It's just 2 rows, and next time I will be carrying the yarn for this because this is not pretty. It would have been so much better just to carry the yarn up because I had to weave in all of these ends, and I just did that yesterday because I really hate weaving in ends. But it has to be done, so to finish. And I haven't washed or blocked this because as I said, I just finished weaving in the ends yesterday. So, and I really love this pattern. It's huge, and it is not even blocked out yet. It's way bigger than my wingspan. So this will be great to wear in the winter. The next thing I cast on were these socks. And this is headsock fiber, Hush, I believe the name was. And this is Mona Phillips pebble sock pattern. And it's a really nice pattern. I had previously done the cobblestone, and I wanted to try this one. This is the first one of 4 in her Beyond Vanilla sock patterns. Sock collection. Sorry, I hope you don't hear that. There's a plane coming, and the doors to the yard are open. But this is just her pattern. I did a Fish Lips Kiss heel, and for the first time I used 2.25mm in this, and I really like the fabric I'm getting on this. It's more dense. Just a 2x2 ribbing. And I really like this pattern. I will definitely try the other 2 in her collection as well. The next thing, and this is, I cast this on in the trip as well, and this is Reina shawl, and this is my colorway called Volcano. And I had I did one more repeat of mesh and garter because I just had so much yarn. When the pattern was over, I had a lot left over. So this is quite big, much bigger than I made this earlier this year out of headsock fibers, and it was a lot smaller. And this is already washed and blocked. And I really like it. I think it turned out beautiful. And I really like this big patch of color right here. So I'm loving this. But this means all my project are finished og kláruð. So those were my kláruð verkefni. And I don't have any verk í vinnslu. But I have been giving my Cozy Memories blanket some love. Because now that I have finished a couple of more projects in my own hand-dyed yarn, I can add in some more squares to my blanket. Because this blanket, I'm going to make another one. This blanket will only be from projects that I make myself, from yarn I dyed myself. I have, of course, made other projects with other yarn, and that will be put in a separate blanket. And I think I will use Mina of the Knitting Expert podcast, her pinwheel blanket recipe, because I have that one. I bought that one. So I'm not going to go over each square. If you are not at this time, at least. I'm gonna. I did make a project page with this on Ravelry, and I will be making notes of each square there, so I can remember. And this is living in my More Designs bag that I got in a giveaway from Gabby of the Once Upon a Corky podcast. And it's a great bag, I love it. But I have been doing quite a lot of dyeing in the last 3 weeks. And just yesterday, I did all of these. And because I just have one pot that I am dyeing in. And when I am making variegated, I can't do 2 at a time or anything like that. So, but these are really fun. This was just putting the yarn in tight in a skein like this. Not so tightly, but quite loosely tied and just thrown in a pot like this. So it gets a lot of color on the outside, and then always less and less closer it gets into the middle. And this is just this really pale pink. And I have 2 of these. Then there is just this radioactive green. It's really bright. And I was so happy with this one. I made red, you guys, because red has been a really headache for me, because it's just always turned out pink, no matter what I did. But this is red, and I love it. And then I made these 2, and this is fall or höst, which is just, yeah. It's not, one is done with a little bit more water in the pot, and that one has less white in it, or less, it's not white, it's just, yeah. But this one had less water in it, and that one has more of this light color. But I think I like this one more. It's good. It has just these browns and green and this burnt orange. And I'm dyeing now. There is in 2 weeks there is a town festival here where there is a really long weekend, and then with all kinds of festivities and lots of fun stuff to do. And among those there is a handcraft market, and most people are just selling lopapeyjur or wool sweaters, and I thought I would try to sell my yarn there. So I'm getting ready for that. So these that I am showing you right now will not be put up in a shop unless it doesn't sell at the market. Then I will let you know when that will be. I made this one. I really like this one too. It's just this really pale pink with shots of black and grey and this really hot pink here. I really like this one too. What I had also done, I think it was last week, I made this one. And this is a sport weight, so it's not a fingering. It's just 100% superwash merino. And this is called blue steel because it's got greys and blues in it. And then I made this orange, and orange has been a little bit of a headache for me too, but this was a little bit too bright, so this one I really love. And this is a really fun tonal purple. I find that I am dyeing, I have a really big pot that I am dyeing, and when I want to do a solid color, or it's never a solid completely, then I put the dye in and the citric acid, and I heat it up so it to start to boil, and then I put the yarn in, and I'm not dipping in it exactly, but I am slowly putting it in, and that way I feel I get the most solid that I can get without using salt. I haven't tried that, but I have seen some directions for that, but I haven't done it. And this green, really dark forest green, and this variegated one. This was sort of a test run for this one, and I switched out the blue for green and put in brown as well, because I thought this looked a little bit too similar to a colorway I had already seen. And then there is just this one, and it's amazing. It's just this chocolate brown and hot pink, and then just neutral color. I think this would be look great in a project. Don't know whether this is going to be cold. But as I said, none of this is going into the shop at this time. But maybe I should show you what is in the shop. I'm going to reach over. Sorry for the crinkling. I had a couple of project bags that I put in there. And then there was this one. This is my middle size. And all of them have the Icelandic fabric inside of them. I can show you better inside this one. So the insides all have this fabric on the inside, and a little snowflake zipper pull, which is not showing correctly. And this one has little kittens on them, cats with glasses and funny faces. I think it's really cute. This is the small one. This is a sock size, and there are two of these. There are two of these as well, and then there is this one with the hedgehogs, and this is a small one also. With this is with some light interfacing. Usually this one it is pretty stiff, but you can smush it all you want, but it really stands up on its own. That's this, and has this boxy bottom. This one has a bit less of an interfacing. This fabric is a little bit more stiff than the sheep one, so I thought I would just use the light interfacing, and it stands up just fine, and especially when you put some yarn in it. Yeah. And for the yarn that is in the shop, there is this one. These are Volcano, and these are both on 75-25 superwash merino and nylon. And there are these, which are Northern Lights, 2 of these. And then there is Ice Cave, and this is on a BFL base, 20% BFL and 20% nylon. And this is Ice Cave. And then there are these 2, and these are on a sparkle base, so 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and 5% silver stellina. Don't know if you can see. Yeah, there it is. Then there are these 2. This is just called Sunshine, and this is a 75-25. And this one is Summer Sky, and this one is 80% superwash merino and 20% silk. So this is what is in the shop right now. I am not going to be putting in any more until after the market here in town. So sometime in mid-August. Until then I am only going to be dyeing for that. So yeah, that's all about what's been about knitting, I think. And since I've been talking about life in general in between, and I will be putting up some footage from the trip in Seyðisfjörður, some more after this. I don't think I will be having this any longer. No, I think I'm not working off any show notes today, because I was going to record this tonight, but some time opened up right now because Atli took Hjörtur with him to Reyðarfjörður. So I thought I would just get these things started and begin editing and uploading and everything that has to be done before you can see this. I didn't do any yarn shopping in Reykjavík, not at all. I arrived on a Thursday morning and just went straight from the airport to the soccer field to watch Vinnars play. And after that I went up to the classroom where they were staying and cast these on. And I think I knitted the whole leg of this while waiting for them to arrive. They went to go get lunch and do some team stuff, and I just sat up in their schoolroom. There was no one there. It was really nice. The next morning they played one game at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then there was no more program for me because they were going swimming and going to see a movie and everything, but there was nothing for me to do but find something I wanted to do. So I was staying in an apartment and that was right by Smáralind, which is a big shopping mall in Reykjavík. So I just went up to the apartment and walked over to Smáralind and got myself something to eat and some snacks and candy and stuff. And then I just sat there the whole day and knitted. And my husband was talking to me somewhere around dinner time, and he was asking, aren't you going to go and meet your friends or something? And I would just say, no, I want to just spend the whole day right here on the couch watching TV and knitting. It was a great day. Yeah, and we came home on Sunday evening, and my husband's boat is finally afloat, so there has been some time in that, and I know I have been horrible at answering messages, both on Ravelry and everywhere else, on YouTube and everything. It's a little bit on purpose. Not that I'm ignoring you or anything. Well, yes, someone I am, but I am trying to give the computer a little bit of a break during summer and spending some time with the boys and making yarn and everything. So I will answer your messages and get to be more active in the Ravelry group and everything. Regarding the die-off with David, there have been some pictures, and the thread is still open if you want to put a picture in there. If you haven't watched before, I am doing a die-off with David of This Boy podcast. We are both dyers, and we thought it would be fun to pick a picture and both dye a skein of yarn and see how different our interpretation of that picture would be. And those threads are still open. There is one in my group, and then there is one in his group. And we just haven't had the chance to pick a picture yet, so but we will get to that very soon. So I think I'm not gonna keep this any longer. So thank you for watching, and if you do like what you are seeing, please subscribe. Then you will get a notification when the next video is up. I try to record bi-weekly, but since it's been 3 weeks since last time, it's not, but it's hopefully it will be more regular in the winter. I already started work after summer vacation. My summer vacation is over, and Hjörtur is back at play school, but the older boys don't start their school until later in August, and after that there will be some routine in the house, which has not been during the summertime. So I would just let you go for this time, and I hope I see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.